Oh, what's going on here? There he is. Yeah, we're trying something a little bit different for the music at the moment. So we're going to have some music on in the background for everything that we're currently doing. Just currently messing about with the audio side of things, but yeah, it's all good to have you around here. In terms of the song, 1 second. Got you here somewhere. Where are you? Syntax is here. Good evening. Just popping in and say hi. Gonna go to bed. Long day tomorrow. Well, it's the quickest way to be able to say hi and bye at the same time. But appreciate you stopping by, and yeah, good luck with your day tomorrow by the sounds of things. But yeah, it means a lot for you to just say hi, pop in and say hi and everything like that. What else have we got here? We've got Beards, we've got Ajax, we've got Darth in here. Fantastic. Thank you all so much for stopping by and saying hi on the stream. You will notice that we're doing something a little bit different with how everything's all currently set up. So yeah, hopefully we're all good to go. It turns out we've got a lot of perks when it comes to hitting affiliate on Twitch, that a lot of things just kind of pop right up. So there's still a lot of things that I need to be able to learn and all that kind of thing, but yeah, we've got like over on the Twitch side of things, we've got like new emotes to be able to mess about with. We've got like a new goal to sort with. There's so much that it opens up so much. So yeah, looking forward to giving this a bit more of a go. Measure sensitive regards from the stream. Oh, I appreciate him. I need to get in touch with him again because we were talking about playing a bit of like Toxic Commando and stuff like that. So I need to actually catch up with the guy. Yeah, that's where we're up to. Let me know in the chat because I'm still. This is the first time I've used audio in the background and everything like that. Let me know if the song is a bit too much, if it's a bit too little, in terms of like if you can hear me clearly and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, your feedback is going to be greatly appreciated when it comes to that. So otherwise, I've got to tweak around with a few things. So we'll bring the mic a little bit closer just in case, and away we go. Marlon, do you have a good boss in build for Lepic? Absolutely, yeah, of course. Funnily enough, that's what we've been script writing all today. You will see on the... I should still be third. Yeah, still third. So the only reason people have gone faster than me is because the Ancestor mods that are currently rocking, I believe. Because fire skill, power boost ratio, and crit damage is going to be the best in slot. And I believe number 2 is also going to have the exact same. Oh no, he's done it with tech. Oh, fair enough then. I stand corrected on that one. But yeah, absolutely, yeah. Sound is perfect. Fantastic. Oh, got it in one. Yeah, in terms of like the builds and all that kind of thing, we can quickly talk about that this evening. That's absolutely fine. So, if you're looking to be able to go against Maiden, this is specific to Maiden against like any kind of like ice colossi. It works against like what's his name? I always forget his name. Gluttony as well, but to be honest with you, everything works against Gluttony now. But yeah, in terms of the actual build, this is pure DPS. This is everything that you possibly need to be able to go with that. So we've got our hyper focus, we've got all of our skill power, gone for fire skill power boost ratios, all the crit package. Then when it comes to your ancestor mod, going for tech and skill critical hit damage is going to be your best in slot. The reason why is because Firearms Master, if we get this fully triggered up, is able to get us to 100% crit rate after the latest buff that Lepic did get. Cyclic is going to be the best in slot in terms of like burst DPS kind of like phase because of that tech skill power increase there, but it does require a little bit of timing to be able to get that one right. But you can swap that over to power beyond. Yeah, you can swap that to power beyond if you just prefer, because that is just going to be a flat 15% generic skill power increase that you can just kind of do. But yeah, that's in terms of that, that's pretty much the build. In terms of the weapons, you want an impact rounds type gun. It doesn't matter really which one it is, but I would recommend either Nazistras or going for Peacemaker. Peacemaker has a 50% crit rate, and the reason why that's important is because we're looking to proc our hyper focus. And then Reactor is crit damage and additional skill attack against Colossi, 4 piece of the Firebrand, and then Arcade tuning wise, we want to be able to shred the resistance when it comes to fire skill. And this is where the more fire skill power that you do have is going to be affecting how much you're absolutely going to be shredding. So, yeah, this is essentially the build that you're going to be wanting there. And, yeah, that pretty much kind of covers it. I mean, the fellow doesn't really make any difference because you're killing the boss in, like, 11 seconds, so there's not proccing anything, but this is pretty much all you kind of need. So, yeah, there's some good stuff. I mean, we can do a quick run, just to be able to kind of, like, show you the full skill rotation if you'd like. I mean, I need to get a few more clips anyway, so... Gino's here. Hi, Songs of Race and Chat. All good. Yeah, all good this side. Thank you so much there, Gino. Appreciate you stopping by. Hope you're doing well on your Monday. Hopefully the rest of your week's going to be quite nice, but appreciate you stopping by. How's everything going? What's happening with you? So we want to, at the last second, chuck this one. That should give us the perfect timing. So, oh, you've got to be kidding me! I don't get a plumbing. I didn't activate hyper focus, unfortunately. So this isn't going to be a very good run. Yeah. So really, the idea is that when you've got your 100%. It's because she has ridiculously crit rate, but essentially you want 100% crit rate. Nope, yeah, that's fine. We'll just reset. But essentially, yes. So you want to use your build, use your gun to be able to proc a crit hit. As soon as you've procced a crit hit, which is still not going for me, you then want to roll into that with your second. It's because the ice domes just kind of like killed me off. So we'll show it again. So you get a crit, chuck a grenade, and then just go ham. But it should just take the one skill rotation. Unfortunately, I just missed my hyper focus and I expected it. So we'll go again. Race playlist guitar? Absolutely not. I cannot play a musical instrument to save my life. The only 2 musical instruments I've ever learned in my life were the recorder back when I was in primary school, or might have been high school, it's one of the two, and then the keyboard. And the best achievement I ever had was playing the James Bond theme in front of like a crowd of people in like a little bit of a stage area, and I felt so proud of myself, and it was just really bloody awkward because no one knew when it was going to finish. Nope. Well, this is really embarrassing, isn't it? Go on, kill me. I don't know what I'm doing differently. I'm doing something a bit different. No, you can play all the instruments, the difference is playing them well. I mean, you're not wrong, I suppose, actually, come to think of it. And I've somehow survived the ice stone, which is not what I was expecting. See if we can get... No, there we go. Now, just to clear this up, it should not be doing this right now. I'm just messing up my rotation, unfortunately. We'll keep going. I will eventually get my number 1 back, but the problem is I'm looking for a very specific ancestor mod as it currently stands. And they just don't exist. And even if they did exist, there's a very good chance I'm going to be paying a lot of money for it. So someone's going to have a very specific price tag on their hands. A little bit short. I haven't done anything different. 2 shields all there. This wasn't giving me that trouble last time. He's a bit rusty from... I mean, absolutely. I mean, to be fair, after I got that, I just stopped. I stopped kind of pushing for it because I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to shave off a second here. In 30 mils. Do you know what? I can get it back to consistent if I just go for this for now. We'll do that for now. We'll get it back into a 1 skill rotation, get back into it, and then we'll build up from there. So how's everyone's weekend been? Has anyone done anything a lot for fun? Obviously everyone was grinding TFD, let's be honest with you. They wouldn't be doing anything else, but just on the off chance you are. I saw that. I am being cooked by crits there. Ugh. Recovering? Wait, hold on. Didn't you have this weekend off, or am I getting it wrong? I'm determined to get this right now. That's my problem. I am determined to be able to get this right. Can't believe I'm about to put a video and I just can't get my own bloody skill rotation down. There's the run. That took too long. That took me way too long to be able to get down. And that's a 12-second, that's with skill extension, so yeah, you can go a tiny bit faster with Spear and Shield. We'll do a couple more. Weekend was cool, thank you, same. You know, chilling gaming, yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be fair, I'm kind of trying to recuperate a little bit and try and hold myself back a little bit from doing like full-on TFD content, because when Thursday evening rolls around, Crimson Desert's dropping. I'm looking forward to that actually coming out. As for what kind of content I'm going to be able to do for it, that's going to be a different question, but I'm looking forward to giving it a go and on the same. D-Ranger75, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for the subscription there. Yeah, if you're in the chat, yeah, let me know. Why am I having such a difficult time with this? I had this down so well on Friday. Finossi, yo, what's up? I was exactly trying to get that Maiden 12 seconds by my ancestors. Not good. Yeah, unfortunately, when it comes to top of the ancestor table, you're gonna need a really good ancestor mod, and while I'm a little bit fortunate with what I've got, it's still not enough to be able to break number 1 again. And I think the reason why is because we need a fire skill power boost ratio in there. And in terms of the roles that I'm looking for, I cannot find one to be able to save my life. There's a close one. There is a close one, but I would be losing out on the crit damage, and I feel like I need both. Yeah, losing out on some crits there kind of screw me. Am I still hitting it with fire? Still number 3? Yeah, absolutely. Still number 3. Yeah, it's oh god. Yeah, still number 3. Can't get any closer at the moment. It's one of those that I know where I'm missing. So if you... God damn it. Pressing the wrong bloody buttons. For me to be able to start breaking that time, I need to actually fully max out what my mutant cell is doing, and to be able to do that, I need a firepower boost ratio into there. And yeah, it's just... You need to get exceptionally lucky to be able to get one. Unfortunately, N-Sky has got a fantastic ancestor mod. It really is pretty difficult to be able to beat. There are some decent, like I said, there are some decent mods out there, but in terms of like specific and what I'm after, just... They're either too low on the crit damage, or... duration up, I probably could do it. Ideally, you want both ratios. There we go. What was that? That was a 12 as well. So you can consistently get it to 12, and that's with skill extension. But to be able to push it to 11 or even 10 seconds, you're going to need Spear and Shield in there, and you're going to need additional fire to be able to push this so you shred even more resistance. And then all of your stuff's still going to be doing even more damage. The problem is that you, like I said, there is nothing on the market that kind of covers what I need. So... Well, I say that, there was one, but that one was something like 6k caliber, and I wasn't really willing to justify 6k caliber just to be able to push myself a couple of extra seconds for a boss that is just going to disappear in a couple of minutes. There we go. Now we're consistently getting the blooming rundown, aren't we? Of course we are. There's a chance I could push into second, because the person that's in second doesn't have a firepower boost ratio. But yeah, for the time being I'm just going to have to settle for third. I think it's a very difficult third for someone to try and crack, but you would need perfected stuff. But for now, yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, how's things on your side, Fanossi? What's cracking with you? How's your Monday? How's your weekend been? I suppose at the very least we're getting green tokens. Might as well farm that out. So is there anyone else here that's going to be checking out Crimson Desert when it drops on Thursday? What's next on everyone's list to be able to keep an eye out for? That Spear and Shield, that could have been the run, to be fair. That felt pretty good. Do you know what? Let's go back to Spear and Shield. Let's see if we can... Oops. Get on him. It's amazing, today's a holiday here in MX. Oh, nice to know. Is it a specific holiday? The weekend was trash because my new ISP left the whole north without internet service for 2 days. Oh, fantastic. Hold on. Well, at least you're back up and running now, I suppose. You know, silver linings, but yeah, I can imagine it's a bit of a ball ache. How was mine? Yeah, well, I mean, it was alright. I mean, we had Mother's Day over here in the UK. So, obviously with Sprog, it is the wife's first Mother's Day. So, we enjoyed that. Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah, well, I say it was good fun. Oh, god damn it, literally didn't get a stagger at all. I'll just return to Albin. Yeah, so we we went out to a zoo. It's a zoo that we've been to before, and we really, really do enjoy it and everything like that. And it was Mum's Go Free for the weekend. So little one was under 2, so got in for free. Mum went in for free, which obviously is the wife. And then myself, who had to pay, and I was the only one that got to pay. No, it was really good. They've done a lot since we last went there. But it absolutely hammered it down. I kid you not, it was like halfway through, absolutely drenched. So yeah, it was a a challenging walk, I'd say that. But no, it was a really good time. I had a nice blast. And then, interestingly enough, because it rained that much, I've had an email today of them saying, oh, well, we've noticed how much it rained and all that, that we were giving you a free ticket to be able to come back. I just went, oh, okay. So, now we've got that as well. But, yeah. It was a good time. Sure, we'll go for Harris maybe. That suits them all. Might as well just grab it for everyone, right? Sure, don't even play Serena, but we'll grab it for Serena anyway. There we go. I had to talk to my family and hang out with them. Oh god, I'm so sorry. Loki's here. Hey, how's it going? I appreciate you stopping by there, Loki. Yeah, everything's all good this side. How about yourself? You had a nice weekend? Had a nice Monday? Nox, yo, Ray's big fan. Hope you had a good start to your week. Keep up the good work, brother. Well, I fully appreciate you dropping those words. Things like that make my day, so thank you so much for those. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to say those, but yeah, it's little things like that that just kind of make it a bit more worthwhile and all that kind of thing. So, no, I fully appreciate it. Thank you so much. I've definitely seen your name pop up in the comments of videos and all that kind of thing quite often, so it's good to actually have you come by and drop into one of the streams. So UK is so rainy. Are you in England, Wales and Ireland? England, yeah, so obviously not to dox myself or anything like that, but around about the middle part of England, but yeah, it doesn't matter where you are, it's always going to be raining. Monster, how is the challenge mode going? Well, challenge at the moment, I haven't even really, to be honest with you, attempted. I'm more about just farming the green tickets at the moment, but I suppose we can... What is challenge currently going on at the moment for 2 minutes? Bloody hell. What are people using for that? Probably on nerve infiltration, that makes sense. Preemptive. That's a pretty decent ancestor mod. I think I've got better than that though, but I think that's pretty decent. We could probably push for that, to be fair. If nothing else is changing, yeah, that's all the same stuff. Hold on, isn't she resistant to debuffs? So things like Fire Chain Catalyst wouldn't do anything. Seems a bit odd. Everyone go nerve. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, everyone's going Firebrand. I thought she was able to resist debuffs in challenge mode. Am I wrong in there? I thought she was. Yeah, weird. Walter's here. Appreciate you stopping there, Walter. How's everything going your side? You had a nice weekend on yourself. Do you know, same in DK, rainy all week. Yeah, it is what it is. It's just there's no getting around it, is there? At the end of the day. It's me from DC asking the one for new dependents. I appreciate your help. It means a lot. No, absolutely. I mean, well, heck, part of the reason I do this is to be able to help people. So if I can't do that in my own Discord. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I had to learn, you know, what I know and everything like that. So, you know, if I can speed up the process for other people, then I'm more than happy to do so. That's not a problem, let me drop a Discord link for other people. I probably could put this as like a pin chat or something like that up on the Twitch. So, go on then, we'll do that. We'll do it that way. Saves me having to remember every single time. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, well, I'm happy to receive any kind of questions that anyone has, to be honest with you. Oh, split fictions, no one said. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, what's the point in being a content creator if you can't actually help people out at the end of the day? So, what's the challenge mode looking like for Blair, I wonder? Because Blair was well, Blair and Esiemo used to be the main ones that people kind of used. 7 minutes? Bloody hell. "7 minutes with a wave eruption build. Jesus Christ. I mean... Wow. Bro, I swear I can't get the bosses in this game. Young 200 mobs with Freyna and a blink of an eye. Big boss just tank everything I got. To be fair, depending on the build that you're using, well, even so, her skill 4 should be fantastic. I'm half tempted to try this Blair because 7 minutes sounds crazy to me, even though Chris Cian's a pretty decent name up there. I wonder if it's I wonder if it's fire, burns or something like that. What's the difference in health? Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, her 4 should be, if you built it up right, her 4 should be fantastic at being able to take down the bosses. 2 and 1.3. How much of a difference are we looking at here? Oh, okay, it's the... What the... Why are you doing? Why are you... 1 second, messing about with the sounds, because that should not be doing that. There we go. Don't know what that was all about. Do you know if you get the medal for getting the top, or should you stay there for a whole month? 1 second. Is this a little bit on there? It's a little bit loud, so that's why. Let's just refresh the whole blooming settings. Do you know if you get the medal for getting the top, or should you stay there for the whole month? It's top 100 for everything, isn't it, if I remember right? There we go. Yeah, top 100. It doesn't matter what character you play as, it's basically top 100 for every single one of them. But as long as you're within the top 100, you should be getting the medal for it. So, for example, if you can complete a Blair run by the looks of things, you're going to be guaranteed that you're going to be getting the medal. In fact, it looks like not many people have actually... Okay, Glay might be one. Bunnies up there. 2 people with Sharen. Jesus. What's Dyer looking at? Yeah, that makes sense. What's Esiemo doing? I imagine he's rolling. Cluster bomb. Oh, okay, interesting. Sounds very similar to what I've currently got set up, but I wasn't expecting cluster bomb to be the one for that. I have to check this out, because I could have sworn last year she refused to take any kind of debuff whatsoever. So it was literally impossible for things like Blair or what else? I mean, everyone kind of got neutered because of it. You know, it required anyone that didn't need any kind of like debuffs to be able to actually do well. Let's try it out. Surely I've got a better mod than this, right? I thought I had some really good stuff for him. It turns out I have a lot of crit stuff for him. Okay, so you swap that to cluster bomb. So we need that, we need a relic, because relic will help us with popping the weak points. We need to change that to a... that one. Okay, tuning wires, we got that. That's my standard mutant cell, defense loot. Grab you, grab you. Guess we'll go for that. Actually, oh. That's fine. I was accidentally swapped character. Yeah, we can give that a go. Just making sure that's everything. Yeah. Go on then, let's give it a go. See what happens. Never tried leaderboards before, I want to get that. Yeah, I absolutely recommend that you do try it, because at the end of the day it's a cool looking medal and you get some really decent rewards in terms of like the cores and all that kind of thing, so it is worth it, even if you just complete it the once. Yeah, I should get the ultimate version of it already so I can try more builds beside Contagious. Contagion's still absolutely fine, Loki, so don't put yourself too down with that. I mean, at the end of the day, Venom Injection's going to be a better build to go into the harder content, absolutely, but Contagion is still absolutely fine to be able to actually rock. Just an ultimate phase. I mean, at the end of the day, as soon as they drop a new ultimate, which is either going to be... Okay. Yeah, so it's just taking... Interesting. Oh god. Oh god. What? Wow, it was just instant freeze. Bloody hell. Oh god. Yeah. Don't want to get caught by that. Oh no, that's dead. We'll try that again. No, I know what I'm preparing for. Excellent, it's my time to shine. 10 minutes with Sharen? Oh, absolutely. I mean, 10 minutes, you've got plenty of time. I mean, granted, you've got to get through like about 3.7, 3.8 bill of HP and shield, but, you know, here's what it is. The medals were just a one-time thing, right? It's a one-time thing per Abyss fight. So... in this case, you'll as soon as Maiden's gone away, you'll have the medal for as long as the next Abyss is up, and then if you don't do it for the next one, oh god. Oh, these are homing ones, that's right. Jesus. Oh god. Oh no, get out the crystals. No. about that. Oh, good. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. That's a bad call by me. That is a bad... I thought I had time. There's probably an argument to be made to actually go into chill with this, to be fair. Nah, we'll keep going. We've got the build for this. We'll keep going. Question: I've seen people wearing same skin and colour combos I'm using. Can I sew an alpha only for a $5 though, but you do have to personally hand them the letter. So. Oh, I've been hit in here. Oh god. No! Stop it. No! What is this? That is just instant death if you get hit by one of those. That's crazy. Okay, might have to slot in one of those mods. Stop the frostbite. Oh god, no. Go away! Nope. Nice try. Oh god, no. No! Okay, we will slot in that mod, I think, because it just becomes instant death as soon as you get caught. We could probably get away with taking off something like Maximize Conservation, to be fair. We don't need that. We just need to stop being froze. There we go. Who was this guy? He was champion of the UK? I bloody wish, if only. I can't even say I'm the best UK streamer. That's the crazy part. But stream is so much better with music. Fantastic. Do you know what? That's the feedback I'd love to hear, because, yeah, you know, it's just little things that I just want to make sure are available in the stream and just add to the thing. And I must admit, I was listening to the clip of when I got first before it got taken away from me. And I was like, oh god, it's missing something. No, that was... Oop. We're getting there. We are getting there. No. There we go. Oh, this might be a really bad time to not have any MP. Oh, no. I'm alive. Why am I alive? Well, we're going to get a clear, at the very least. Barring something absolutely dramatic going wrong. That should do it. No. Oh, he moved. Really? Get out of there. Jesus Christ. Yeah, could have gone a little bit faster, but I'm happy with just all the extra rewards. We'll just leave it at that. It's so much faster to be able to go through like the other stuff for green ticket farming. I need to start dancing the disco dance to this song and be like, I mean, I'll have a check and see if that kind of thing exists that I can just stick in the bottom right corner or something like that. This guy's alright, the music is a vibe. Oh, fantastic. I'm glad that we're... like I said, the whole point is to improve the stream, so if you're telling me that's the case, then I've done my job. I'm very happy with that. I will absolutely keep the subscription in for that. grab those 2 skins. Ren You Die is here. I appreciate you stopping by. How's everything going your side? I hope you had a nice weekend. Hey Ray's big fan of your stuff. Glad I was able to catch a stream. Hope it's going well. Yeah, everything's all going great this side. It's oh, it's actually coming up to Wall Crasher. Go on then. Actually, no. We'll stick with the good old fashioned. Yeah, no, everything's going great here. I've put in a little bit of extra time to be able to try and improve the stream, to add a few extra features, mostly on the Twitch side, but also with like the music and stuff in the background, with the layout of everything, with the stream and all that kind of stuff. So, no, I really do appreciate everyone kicking by here and just having a look and everything like that, and just chatting, say hi. It's always a pleasure. It really is. So, yeah, I appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, well, we do our streams on a Monday and a Friday at 9 GMT, 9 PM. So, yeah, we're probably going to mix things up a little bit this Friday because Crimson Desert's coming out, so hopefully if I enjoy that, then we'll actually do a couple of streams on that on Friday. But, no, we're still going to be covering TFD and everything like that. It's just something to mix it up and all that kind of stuff. Loki, your 4th ability seems dangerous, not really beneficial in terms of damage. Is it worth the risk? Is there a buff or a debuff? I don't even know which descendant. So this descendant that I was doing for the challenge run was Esiemo, or Esiemo, or whatever. So he doesn't get talked about too much, but he is one of the strongest descendants. It's just the fact that he needs some setup. So he needs to be able to deploy all of his mines to be able to do. The more mines that you do, the more damage that you do. The main benefit from activating your 4 though is that you're going to, depending on which red mod that you use. Oh damn it! I didn't want to use that one. I've accidentally pressed the wrong mod. And now I need to wait 10 seconds for my thing to come back. I suppose I can proc up my weak point thing. There we go. Hopefully that gives me... Nope, it's... Didn't want to activate the skill. There we go. Come on. There we go. That's my own fault. It's my own fault. Can't blame anyone except myself. So yeah, so the whole point of it is that you activate his 4th. I'll show you the skill set in a sec. But it gives you a base skill power increase. Which, granted, isn't necessarily the best thing to be able to use on Ice Maiden, but a skill power increase is still a skill power increase. Nothing. No, that's all crap. That's the main thing. That's the main thing you get from it. But in terms of like actual bossing damage and like elite damage and all that kind of thing, there's not many that are actually stronger than him. He genuinely does an insane amount of damage. It's just that he takes a little bit of time to set up. So if we have a look at him, so on his 4th with his Arcade Explosion, at the very bottom with Madness, you get a 25% skill power increase. You also get 25% to your firearms, which is pointless. You get a nice movement speed increase, and it also decreases your defense. It does a decent amount of damage. I mean, at 15k modifier is pretty huge, but it is just purely to be able to proc that extra skill power. And then all your damage comes from your 1 as well as your 3 with your landmine. And the idea is that you stack these up as much as possible, activate your 2 with Cluster Bomb, and you do more damage, and then you get the additional explosions afterwards with all the explosives and stuff like that. So, yeah. That's the main kind of like setup with it. It just takes a lot to be able to get going. If they just sped it up a little bit, fantastic character. But yeah, that's essentially the how to use them. Let's see if we can try and get some more runs in with Abyss and all that. We'll catch up a little bit on the chat as well. Master Z's here. I appreciate you stopping by there, Z. How's everything going your side? Hope you had a nice weekend. That looked rough. Well done. Yeah, I mean it's challenging. I mean you've got to get through 3.8 bill, so it is what it is. So when your roll crash is so hard today, it crushed my game. Fantastic. Boss, when you go to mod me and mem on Twitch and YouTube, that's something I do actually need to look into. I did take a sec to have a quick look. Was it earlier today or was it yesterday? I can't remember. It was one of the two. So I need your usernames, and then I can look at being able to sort that out for you. Did you do all this damage? So yeah, so in terms of Glade, the main kind of like setup for Warcrusher especially, because he has weak points and all that, is you want a cooldown duration up on here. You want to go as much HP as possible, because since her rework, she gets extra damage based on her HP. But you also want to go for Shell Crusher for additional fire rate. Blue Beetle, built into double fire rate and electric attack and firearm attack. And then the main things to kind of take away here are to go for like weak point, crit, extra weak points, base attack and all that kind of thing, and then go into sharp precision shot. So sharp precision shot is going to be, to be fair, I probably could actually boost this up a little bit more. Just trying to think. Probably could get rid of that and go for... Just trying to think. Because the bonus from that isn't huge. I think that's more, if I remember right. Hold on. 82187. Yeah, that's more. So that's what we want to go into. I've clearly not set it up correctly. So yeah, so that's the main kind of like takeaway, is to have a Blue Beetle that's spec'd for damage. I'm missing 1% on 2 of my fire rate cores. I would do even more damage if I had that maxed out to 20%. And then when it comes to the actual build, Super Senses is going to be your way to massively increase crit rate, crit damage, weak point damage, additional damage, and all that kind of good stuff. And the idea is that you go into Frenzied, you activate this, and then you just continuously loop it. You have enough duration and cooldown so that you're able to infinitely do it. Unfortunately, I'm missing a little bit by the looks of things, so I do miss out on about a second, but that's where the magazine of the Blue Beetle comes in, and I'm able to actually kind of do it that way. Yeah, to be fair, I probably could take off time distribution, because the 50% health isn't... I think her cap's 36, is it? Or am I getting that mixed up with Serena? Can't remember. But essentially, that's what you want to be able to do with that. Oh, my new favourite build right now is... Well, I say new favourite, but my new favourite in terms of this is Mega Man. And going for... do you know what? I probably could take off the mages, to be fair. So having a decent amount of HP, going for fire rate as well as skill cost, and then being able to build into this so that I only cost 4.7 MP per shot is... it's a crazy... where's my skill costs? Minus 84. It's crazy. Looks interesting. To be honest with you, Loki, I wouldn't necessarily recommend him in this current state. He's supposed to be getting an ultimate form in the next big patch, if I remember right. So I'd probably wait until ultimate form of him comes out and see what happens with his mods, rather than just invest into him right now. But he's still an okay descendant at the end of the day. He's fine, but he's just going to be a bit slower in terms of like mobbing and all that. So yeah. Sassy's here. Appreciate you stopping by there, Sassy. How's everything going with you? How's your weekend been? Danwise is here. Well, you still playing this game? Absolutely. I mean, I cover content. Why wouldn't I be playing this? But just to clarify with his hairy little nerd comments, I do know Danwise, obviously, back from the... Well, I say back from the Babylon days, but obviously he's one of my best men at my wedding, so... so don't take him too seriously, is basically what I'm going to say. Gino, nice look. Yeah, I appreciate my... I was going for like an emo Winter Soldier kind of vibe with him, so so hopefully that kind of comes through. But yeah, been having a lot of fun with this one, being able to have my skill cost down to less than 5, and it can go even lower because obviously we've got 5 stacks of this to be able to drop it down even more. So that means we can actually get away with using overconsumption constantly, and that is 120% extra crit damage as well, which is kind of nutty, really. I mean, what does that put him up to? What, 7.3, I think it is? So, it's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. And then fire cohesion, yeah, absolutely. Boss heading to the gym, so we'll be hit and miss with the chat. Ah, not a problem there, Darth. You enjoy yourself over at the gym. No, Dan Razor's losing his hair. God damn it. Afro Gaming, what's up, my guy? Good to put a face on that voice. Was just farming this with Lepic. I appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, and I hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying your weekend and all that kind of thing. And happy Monday. Yeah, no, it's I appreciate you all stopping by. Even if it is just to put a face to the voice or to the name or whatever you want to go with it. But yeah, it's like I said, I appreciate anyone that comes and stops by. Just means a lot that you're spending a little bit of time, a little bit of your evening with me. Oh, I see. I see this chat's about to devolve into "Where's my hair?" All right, I see how this is. That's fine. Let's see if we can push this. Hair where it's behind the headset. That's the main thing. Is that's the reason why I keep this bit here, is to remind myself that yes, hair does grow on the head. So I have been looking into. This is going to sound ridiculously daft for the reasoning behind it, but I have been looking for earbuds to be able to stream with, so I don't have to wear this headset, and so that you can actually see I do have hair on top of my head, because this doesn't really help me out with that kind of thing. Ran out way too quickly. I didn't get my buffs right. Might as well just get killed. Unfortunately, to be able to get a 10-second kill, I need to be able to run it this way. You can tie his butt and his back hair together. Oh, that's... Gotta hope not. I hope you haven't tried either. 19 seconds, sorry. I mean, 19 is a very respectful time. To be honest with you, if you are looking for the build, to be honest, like for this, the script has been put together for it. If you are looking for consistent 15 and under, it is going to depend on your red mod a little bit here. But take off Spear and Shield, go for skill extension. That should sort out your duration woes. That will actually put you over like 11 and a bit, I think, if I remember right. And then, you know, you've got your... sorry, excuse me. That's better. And then Spear and Shield is what you're going to swap in to be able to get those really quick times. I'm wondering if the extra duration... No, the extra duration is not going to make a difference, I don't think. Maybe that. What does that give me duration-wise? Gives me an extra 0.1 second. Fantastic. Just what I was after. These duration boosts are awful. We'll see if the 0.1 actually makes a difference or not. Got any closer to that sub 10 yet? No, absolutely not. And to be honest with you, I'm probably not going to be able to push it unless I get the right ancestor mod. Which is unfortunate, because I need someone to be able to... Oh, there is one. Oh no, duration up is a bit of a killer. 7,500 caliber if I wanted to try it. nice, isn't it? That wasn't a run. Didn't get a stagger. Get rid of that. Do it for science. I don't have... I can't justify the 7.5k. It's literally just come on the market as well. It would be a 9% drop in crit rate. The duration up would go as well, which is pretty bad. It would take me back to base, so it would just mean I'd lose my half a sec. But the 70% fire skill power should be enough to be able to kind of carry it. It's just... yeah, I can't justify 7.5k just to be able to push on the leaderboard for this. On stream. I don't even have the funds for it. That's the crazy part. The only thing I could do is I could whisper them and see if they take something lower, but it would have to be much lower. It would have to be like about 3k. Took off Spear and Shield and added extension for MPXL or RNG's. Yeah, that was what I was doing for my 15-second runs. It's just if you want to try and start speedrunning it, if you want to push faster, you have to use Spear and Shield currently, unfortunately, because you need the additional skill power that goes into it. Saying that though, I mean... there's just nothing else I can kind of use outside of like hyperfocus, is there? Hyperfocus is just too good. If that was an arcade tech, that would have been fun to be able to mess about with, because it clashes with hyperfocus. So I can't use that. That would have been nice to have, but unfortunately I can't use that because it's arcade tech. So really nothing else I can use here. I don't think there is. Yeah, I've kind of increased the damage as much as possible. Life on the Edge is unfortunately multiplicative. So while it is a decent buff, because Hyperfocus is additive when it comes to skill crit damage, it gives you such a massive buff. It should push me over 11 to 12x, I think it is, if I remember right, compared to what I have as standard of 8. So unfortunately it is... yeah, unfortunately it's not. Unfortunately, Life on the Edge isn't going to be giving me anything. There's not another. There's not like a tech one that gives based on health that you've got. No, doesn't look it. Do I suppose there's no harm in asking, right? Another smiley face, because that way they know that I'm being nice about it. Or just ask the question. If they come back saying, no, sorry, 7.5 is it, then... There is every chance they put it on the market for that price just to be able to get like an idea. We'll see what he comes back with. If we can get the mod, then we can start making a push for it, but... he might be right, to be fair. There is every chance he's better. He's right about that. Bear with me a second. We're going to be haggling. Pisang, I appreciate you stopping by. How's everything going your way? Challenge went well. Funnily enough, we've just done a challenge run with Esiemo, the best part of like 4 minutes or whatever it was. But we can have a look into Lepic challenge run. I don't think there's a There's an issue with that. It might take a little bit of finessing. Might have to check if I've got a free loadout to be able to slot in some stuff, but we can figure it out. Just seeing if I can get the right ancestor mod, but Professor Genki, I appreciate you stopping by. How's everything going your way? Let's see what's going on here. We'll join the party. We'll have a look at what's going on with them. Yeah, appreciate you stopping by. How's everything going your side? Have a look what he's got going on here. Yeah, he ideally needs... It's not fair, also I know that's why we call this mobs. Chat, if we can figure this out, I think we can potentially just say, I've got a swap for you. Maybe we can figure something out here. So if he's gone for... So explosive stacks is 20%. It's pretty solid, doesn't it, what he's currently got. So the only thing he's got there is rate, because he's got all the rate he needs on his ancestor mod. This is fire though, which is interesting. Market tuning, he hasn't gone for any rate, he doesn't need to, that makes sense. He would need 400%, so he would have to change his build up to be able to accommodate another mod from me if that was the case. Yeah, probably would be asking a bit too much if that was the case. Oh, you can't appeal to my ego like that. That's crazy. Easy. Ah. What do we think, chap? What do we think? Do we think I... Don't do it, it's too much caliber. It does feel like it, and it would be the boost I need to be able to push for that 10 seconds, but... You're right, it's... I would be swapping it. It would be like for like. We might be on something. We might be on something. How do you avoid or stop Maiden from teleporting immediately? It's all to do with breaking weak points. There's also something to do with distancing as well. The distancing is also quite key. Because if you're too close, she'll teleport away. If you're too far away, sometimes she'll teleport towards you, or she'll just move left and right. It's weirdly trying to find an awkward middle ground. But also, if you break one of her weak points, which will be on her back of her legs or in her chest. No, that's fine. It is what it is. I couldn't really justify the 7 credit. I mean, that's what, like, it's like 70, 80 odd quid just to be able to get a mod, just to be able to try and push an extra second or something like that. I just, yeah, like, I get some people have the money for it and all that kind of thing, but no, I mean, this is just a side hustle. I can't justify that just to be able to try and push an extra second. I'd rather just keep going, see what I can actually get. With my case, Shorm spends over but recovers immediately. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, we can do some more runs. We can talk about the fight a little bit more. Yeah, that's all we need. Yeah, it is what it is. It would have been a nice mod to have, but yeah, I'm not getting into a bidding war with people. That's it's just going to go insane, and yeah, I'm fine. I'll see what the next one comes around. Oh god, just got mixed up there. Yeah, it's messed up the roll. We'll do that faster. I need to get into a flow state, I think, with this one. If I'm going to be pushing these times, I need to get into a flow state. Yeah, we can't have any more duration. The only other thing I could think of is that maybe Relic is kind of needed, but it's going to be... I wish they had a restart. Absolutely, yeah. It does make sense as to why I've got to be pushed all the way back, but it is what it is. What does that put it to? Yeah. We'll try it with this. I mean, it needs to swap back and forth, so that's why we've got the better weapon weight. I'm pretty sure that's also what Ensky is currently using as well. If I can get just a 10-second, I'll be happy. At the end of the day, it's better weapon weight. I suppose weak point suspension's not bad. It's probably a decent shout, because we only want to fire it off the once. But that's it. Everything else is basically the same. There's no more extra power you can crank into this. There's no extra duration. There's no nothing. It's just purely a case of he's able to shred even more multiplier, more resistance than I can. Gotta find a weak point slot. You're gonna tell me I don't have one now, aren't you? It's level 1. Fantastic. Okay, right, I need to level up some guns then, in that case. We are going to... might as well level up. Where else is there? What else needs leveling? I feel like you need leveling. Actually, where's Wave of Light? Wave of Light needs leveling. Can I not select it from here anymore? Oh, okay. Here's what it is. It sucks when you know you failed that you're on your way with the Walk of Shame back to Albion just to come right back. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I could just, like, sacrifice a life or something like that just to be able to get through it, but it just doesn't seem like the best use of time, especially if I'm already trying to push for 10 seconds and all that, so... private. I need to get it to level 40, put another catalyst in, get a weak points expansion on there, and then we should be good to go. So what else is everyone currently farming in the game right now? What's keeping people entertained? Something on the Esiemo challenge? Well, congrats. Yeah, that's something that we did this stream, to be fair. I do enjoy Esiemo. He's a lot of fun, but I must admit, it was literally just a run just to be able to get myself on the top 100s. That's about it, really. There was a time I really cared about the challenge side of things, but nowadays it's not so much. It's more just how quickly can I farm the green tickets, and you're not going to do that in challenge mode. I'll get my one-time rewards and just call it a day. Farm better ancestor mods? Yeah, I mean, well, if you get the perfect Lepic ancestor mod, let me know. I will get this weapon leveled up. Thank you there for the follow, Exalted Panda. I honestly feel like you've been around for a while. Have you not? Have you not followed? I'm like number 2 for it, but I fear my ancestor mode is making me lose damage. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those. I think because he's non-crit, you kind of have to go into both ratios with him. Obviously, cooldown is a huge factor when it comes to it as well. Yeah, it's one of those. If you don't have both ratios, you're absolutely losing damage on him. It's not a question as to, oh, which one do I drop for crit damage and all that kind of thing. It's got to be there. And because he doesn't have a makeshift crit build that you can currently use, even though I do have ancestor mods ready waiting for that kind of thing, I've got a pretty solid one for like Harris, if she ever goes crit. But yeah. Go on good crit rates and damage but no tech or fire boost. Yeah, that's probably the reason why. I mean, you know, you can use him for... let's get some Kingsguard lances going. I must admit, I prefer the old Kingsguard ones, but it is what it is. Oh, sorry, you're talking, Phanossi, you're talking about Lepic, aren't you? Yeah, don't need rate, unfortunately, when it comes to Firearms Master. It's not needed at all. Professor, I'd like your opinion on my mod when you have a moment. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, drop me your if you're currently using the build, drop me your in-game name in the chat. I'll take a look at it after we've got the relic fully blooming leveled up once again. More mods than the relic. I never thought I'd see the day. Or is it the one that you've got on the leaderboard? Oh no, let's see what this does. Look. What is this? Wait. Oh, weird gun to give. The Waiver Light is such a weird buff for it to have gotten. They give you number 2 on Esiemo? Yeah, absolutely, yeah, I can check it there. Panda, I need a better Lepic AM with more consistent kills without one at the moment. Sure, I mean, I've got a few kicking around. It's, you know, a few of them are quite surplus. It depends on what you're actually after at the moment. What's the main stat you're after? I think you can, if I remember right, you can just do this and go, I mean, it's a decent one. It depends on which build you're going to use them for, but I've got like a bunch just kind of like randomly kicking around, so yeah, if you tell me which build you're using, so I need to know if you need crit rate or not, and then we can figure something out for the rest of it. I mean, to be fair, Lance now just makes this ridiculously easy to be able to get through, surely. Legends here, I appreciate you stopping by there, Legend. How's everything going your way? How's your Monday, how's your weekend been treating you? It would just be for farming the boss? I mean, I got a little something that might be able to help. If you've got absolutely nothing, then yeah, I've got something that's kicking around that you can absolutely use. Yeah, everything's all good this way. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well as well. Yeah, what good are these lances, honestly? Can't even take out blooming little pots of poison. Ow. Range cap with this? No. Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh yeah, whatever. Oh, it's not high enough. Oh, I guess we go one more time. And then we try again. It's not as high crit damage, but there is a fire skill power boost ratio one for 61% that I could probably use. Oh, and it's only 200 caliber as well, so it's potentially worthwhile trying. Of course you can't change dogs. Fantastic. Oh, I could probably try that one for the 200 just to see if that resistance shred is enough. Hopefully it's still there after we've managed to get this up to level 40. You know what the crazy part is? That I've not actually listened to any of this music like properly before it got to tonight's stream. Actually, it's been pretty cool. It's been so much better than I thought it was going to be. Okay, relics up to 40. Actually, we could probably just abort there, actually. Because that's all I needed. Do-do-do-do-do. Right, take that off. So we can move that there, and then put that there, and then we can go wink. And we can put that on there. Cool. Right, so let's see if this mod still exists. Because if it does, I will be snapping that up for 200. Oh, what do you mean logins record? God damn it. Fire's gotta be better than tech, surely. Are we winning? We potentially might be if I can get this mod. I'm gonna buy it for 200. It's going to be slightly less crit damage, but it should, in theory, mean more shred, more skill power behind every single shot. Hey, Sen, how's it going? Appreciate you stopping by. Oh, you. Just... Yeah, whoa. Quiet. People are going to be talking if you carry that. Thank you so much for the follow there, Basang. I really do appreciate that. I think we're actually starting to push close to 100, if I remember right. How's it going, brother? Yeah, absolutely fine. I mean, we are trying to push for #1 on the Lepic side of things. Third is great and all, don't get me wrong, and the fact that I've hit first, like, twice. But, yeah, to know that I'm a second behind is kind of annoying me now. So I am trying to see if I can do the good old TFD way of buying my way there by getting a new ancestor mod. But yeah, I'm not. There was one earlier that almost got me to drop like 7.5k for, but I'm not dropping that much money for an ancestor mod. That's crazy. Is leaving Serena for you? Never. Absolutely not. It's never going to happen. I don't have the chest for it. Sorry. Nice to see you on Twitch. Yeah, it's. Yeah, it's one of those that I did start like last year, and then obviously Kiddo kind of arrived on the scene. He arrived a little bit early, and I just kind of had to ditch it for several months. But it's good to be back. It's nice to be able to actually stream on both sides, and yeah, just to interact with the community and all that kind of thing. N-Sky's gaming, yeah, absolutely. I mean, N-Sky is normally at the top of every single leaderboard, so if I can carry on pushing them to be able to. Because I think that's twice now I've knocked them off the top, and for them to carry on pushing themselves. From what I've heard, I think they've dropped something like 8k on an Ancestor mod just to beat me. So if I need to be able to push them to 10k, then I'm going to be happy with that. But it is what it is, you know. I'm happy with a third place, but if I can get a little bit better, then I will do. Someone did ask me to have a quick check on the Ancestor mod for Esiemo, if I remember right. Where are you? There you are. Go on then, let's have a look. What you got? I mean, that's still pretty damn good. That's still pretty good. Because obviously all that modifier is going to be going into your burn with your cluster bomb. It's also going to be impacting all of the additional bombs that you're going to be stacking up anyway. Domino drive, perfect fire skill power. So you obviously you're doing better than me when it comes to that. And tech skill power, fantastic. This is good. We need a stream that plays the mouse, so they stop asking me. I mean, what can I say? I've got a soft spot for him. You know, it's wait, don't just disappear. You did just drop me an invite, right? I fear missing fire is making me lose damage. It will be if you're using the mutant cell. Actually, no, saying that, you're gathering fire skill power anyway, aren't you? You still won't hit the cap when it comes to the resistance shred. Yeah, so you're still going to be a little bit short, so yeah, roll into fire would probably be the best. So have a look. Have got anything kicking around? I mean, obviously I've got both here, but honestly, I'm really hoping his ultimate comes with a crit version, because I've got too many bloody crit things going on. I mean, that one's going to go hard if it ever does. So, have you tried Hammerville Ice Maiden? Nah, to be fair, I refuse to play Serena, but I'm glad Sen's here to be able to answer that, to be honest with you. Sheep vs. Webs, I appreciate you stopping by. Interesting, YouTube wasn't showing live channels. Oh god, YouTube's trying to cook me. But I appreciate you managing to stick around anyway. We're going to be here for like another hour or so anyway, so don't worry too much about that. Something I hate is having no cooldown in it as well, so I want to use my components for cooldowns to maximise my damage. I mean, to be fair, considering the fight and all that kind of thing, being able to have like full set of Hunter is probably not going to be the worst thing in the world. But I mean, obviously you can go for more skill power when it comes to like components and not being able to go for like Slayer or whatever it is that you want to be able to go for. So there is a few different ways that you can go about it. Right, let's see if we can get this mod. Let's see if this actually is going to be the defining thing for it. Because this should get me to... Is it going to get me to cap, actually? Because you need 160% fire skill power boost ratio to be able to hit the full 20%. Might not do, actually. It's going to get me as close as I can to it, to be fair. We're going to play the awkward tennis game where it's like... Yeah, cooldown's pretty big, to be fair. To be able to get your mines back, because obviously if you don't have your mines, you're not doing any damage whatsoever. So... Yeah, it probably would be cooldown, fire ratio, tech ratio. And that's probably going to be your best in slot. Yeah, that looks good to me. Look at all the caliber I've just saved. It's a nice mod for 200, absolutely. I mean, considering the only difference between that and the 7.5k one was around about 80-90% crit damage, I could probably push a little bit closer for the timings, but it's just to test this out, just to see what the kind of resistance shred we are actually dealing with here. But yeah, it would be nice with a negative, but yeah, if that, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the worst crazy part is I actually got into a conversation with the guy who said, what's the cheapest you could go? And he'd already had offers for 6k for it. So, it's not even for us, I don't know why I'm... where are you? Actually, has that even gone through? I was expecting to see a... Ah, there is. Typical, I do not have a mod site, so I'm going to have to move some shit around. We'll give it a go. My crit is going to suffer a little bit, but we'll give it a go. God, I hate this new bloody info thing. If you have an email and all parts, I'm your guy, they're all yours. The crazy part is, and it's probably going to show in my inventory screen, I wish I had the space. I need to actually make an effort to be able to start selling and shipping some of these mods off, because I've got so many good... It's one of those really weird, awkward... they're too good to dismantle, but they're not good enough to go into my builds, but then I'm a lazy bastard that just wants to actually put them out on the market to actually get them sold. So I really should actually go through a day just to be able to actually kind of sort it out at some point. 152. Okay, so we're a little bit short of the cap, so that's fine. We can deal with that. That's basically cap. Okay. Oh wait, I'll do it. 172. Even better. So in that case, yeah, we have hit the resistance cap. Let's... Oh, I've missed Wall Crusher. Oops. Let's give it a go. See what it's like. I'm going to just invest into Lepic. I'm tired of farming for infection. To be fair, Lepic is probably one of the better kind of like mobbing characters right now. I'm going to look you. We should farm sometime though. Absolutely, I'd be down for that. Absolutely, yeah. We can hit me up, son. Yeah, I'm sure we can figure out a time. I appreciate that. Thank you, and yeah, I appreciate the lurk as well. Appreciate you sticking around. also need to get this timing down. I think it's where I've just put it. Come on. No, it's a bit short. It can't fully be the crit. I'm trying to think what else we can do. There might be a timing thing we can maybe do with... Maybe we can get away with Relic. We can try this. We can test this. Because, I mean, the crits are still there. 27 mil, we are a little bit short. What stats are we looking for on the assessment? For this specific build, we're looking for fire boost ratio, crit damage as high as possible. And if we can, then we can go for a tech skill power boost ratio as well. But I think fire and skill damage is going to be the most important. It's just a bit of a shame that I lose so much on that. It still should be solid enough. Thinking if we can swap this round. So there's a way to do this. There absolutely is a way to do this. I mean, if it wasn't possible, then why would there be two people ahead of me, I guess, but it's going to be crit fishing, and maybe Relic is involved, I don't know. It's going to be a very confusing timing if that's the case. I suppose on the plus side, if it is... Oh, I'm missing. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, some of those shots missed. That was doable. Yeah. Yeah, because the crit's there. Crit's there, huge. It's just... It's just a puzzle, and we need to figure out what goes first. That's all this is. Ah... I can see why people get into speedrunning now. I can see why people actually start chasing this. I haven't broken any of the paper out, so I need skill power. Yeah, that's... So I need to fire relics shots to break at least one weak point. If I can get two, I can get two, but if I need to break at least one weak point. If I can do that, then I can go into my normal rotation to activate everything. So you pick a mod that you've got. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, unfortunately I'm going to need a little bit more than that, unfortunately, Sassy. I appreciate it though, but yeah, going to need to be able to push this, considering I'm fighting... What are we fighting? Considering I'm fighting this, yeah, I'm a little bit behind on that. And to be fair, potentially with the mod that I'm currently got, I'm probably still going to be behind this, but it might help a little bit. But the relic is here for a reason. No, no, don't apologise. I appreciate you offering. It's... maybe that helps. Yeah, there's no other mods for changing. Danny's here. I appreciate you stopping by there, Danny. How's everything going your way? Have you had a nice weekend? How's everything looking for your Monday as well? Opinions on Sharon's update after Tessian. Ooh. That's a fun one. I know what the opinion of the community is. I don't necessarily share the full sentiments that everyone's got. Sharon's... I think Sharon's decent. I don't think she's, like, anything like the other... Oh, fuck me. This is going to be impossible to do. I think she's... The rework helped her in some areas and it hurt in others. Like, for example, area suppression got a bit more of a damage bump, it got a bit more, you know, it got like 30% or something like that. And the Assassin's Mark is a fantastic thing to be able to have. To be fair, I could probably run Sharen and just come back to this, because this one's just going to upset me. But I do think that the biggest change for it, the one that actually worked the best for her, was Ambushed. Ambushed got a massive buff because of this. Because being able to activate frangible rounds, which has a lower... so basically, with Assassin's Mark, it doesn't apply if you instantly one-shot enemies. You need them to be able to survive. And the fact that it's got lower modifier is weirdly a buff, in a sense, because you kind of want to be able to apply this onto enemies, go into Cloak, and then you're staying in Cloak. And because you're constantly staying in Cloak, that means you're constantly getting the Assassin's Mark additional things with the Ambushed. It's really good on Ambushed. It kind of sucks for every other build, which is a bit of a shame. Now, there is some fun to be had, because... which one is it that... Yeah, this one. Release Cutting Force is actually kind of fun. You basically just spam this over and over. And the damage that this can get up to is actually quite nice. I haven't fully tested this out. I can't say that this is like the perfect combination of mods. But in terms of like what it actually does, it's actually pretty sound. I probably would change it from Infected Weapon though. I probably will get this to Power Beyond. Because you essentially wanted to put as much skill power behind this ability as possible, and then it's getting its multiplier as it travels. So yeah, Power Beyond's probably going to be the play with this, but it was a lot of fun to be able to mess about with this one. Yeah, I'd highly recommend this. Even with Slayer we've got on there. Like I said, I don't know if this is necessarily the perfect combination of mods, but this did work wonders for me. And with the Assassin mod of Ancestor mod of this, yeah, it was doing great. I don't care for the teleport, and the reason why this build works is because I don't believe this one has a teleport on it. I'm pretty sure, is it this one or is it... One of them doesn't have it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Release. It doesn't have the teleport, you just literally stay in place. So it actually has some nice quality of life. So I probably would say that the best builds that came out of this were Ambushed and Release Cutting Force. Everything else kind of didn't really get much of a buff. Focus Edge is kind of fun to mess about with, and it does do a lot of damage, don't get me wrong. But it's the really kind of like awkward bit of using skills 1 to 3 to then use your 4. It's just kind of like, So Yeah, I think there's definitely some tuning that they can do for this. There's definitely like a couple of things that are really simple for them to be able to fix to really just kind of make this good. I mean, I was hoping to do a video on it, but since it's took me so long to be able to cover Lepic, I might as well just do it on the stream. The main thing is that Cut-Off Beam is a fun skill to be able to use. I would much prefer this to be like a dashing AoE, almost like a spin round kind of effect. It would make it so much more consistent to be able to use, because there are times where you're just not connecting with an enemy, and as soon as you do that, you then lose your scare, you lose your cloak, especially in ambushed. I would like frangible rounds or shock nuts or whatever it's going to be called. I would like that to be a skill that does not break cloak no matter what. Because if we're using this to be able to mark targets, that should be something that we can just use at any point in our skill rotation. And it shouldn't affect our cloak. We shouldn't be reliant on it being able to actually kill or anything like that. The other thing that I would change about frangible rounds, or just shock nuts, or just any of that specifically, is it doesn't apply the mark if you instantly one-shot the enemy. I would much prefer them to be able to apply the mark instantly and then have the skill detonate. I appreciate that's probably going to have issues with cloak and then going into ambushed and all that kind of thing with the extra effects. But if they made it so that this didn't proc that, and it just sent the marks flying around and all that kind of thing as you started getting kills, I think that would be fine. That would actually buff quite a bit of the build, because you'd have less clunkiness to the skill rotation. And then when it comes to the cloak, the teleport is fine. Like, it is kind of useful, but it's also kind of niche. So it's hard for me to suggest that they get rid of it altogether, but then it's also hard for me to be able to say it needs to stay in its current state. So, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed with the teleport just disappearing altogether, because then at least you know where you are and you can cloak in mid-air and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, I can see an argument for them keeping it as well at the same time. It's one of those. But everything else about a kit... Oh, they could also speed up the animation for a fourth. Jesus Christ, it's like blooming playing Blair trying to throw a blooming massive fireball. That needs looking at, to be fair. It just needs speeding up, even if it's by like 35% or something like that. Make it so that we're not stuck in place to get surrounded. But everything else is fantastic. The cut-off beam in itself feels pretty good to be able to use. It feels pretty impactful, does a lot of damage. The cloak is always damn good in terms of like the ambush buff that it gives you. Active camouflage with ambush gives you cooldown as well. It's really, really nice to have. The extra effects that we get on assassin targets, really, really good, especially the ones on standard enemies. That AoE is huge and it is fantastic to be able to use. But yeah, it's like they're almost there, but there's a lot of stuff that they probably just could have sorted out before it actually got to like being live, and it would have been fine. It wouldn't have had anywhere near the backlash that it's got. I also would like to see that we don't lose the momentum at the end of Cut-Off Beam. Like, use it similar to like Keelan or something like that, where we still have some momentum afterwards, because it's just a bit awkward to be able to use sometimes. You just kind of like stop dead when you were expecting to carry on going forward. It's almost like a janky go forward stop, dead stop kind of thing. So and to be fair, it's probably because of that max move distance. I think they could do with getting rid of that. But here's what it is. There's just a couple things. Interestingly, the opinions vary a lot from what I've seen. It's neither here or there for me. Yeah, it's one of those weird kind of like buffs that, in some cases, like obviously we've seen it with like Glay, we've seen it with Ajax, we've, you know, or most of the recent reworks have been insanely good. And then obviously with Glay, they had to kind of like tone it back with 2 separate patches. So you knew they were going to go a little bit reserved with this one. But it does feel a little bit like they held back too much. Like there's clearly something there, but for whatever reason they've chose to hold back too much in this case. And personally, I'm not happy with that. But she needs an adjustment in terms of like how you play her from before. And if you get that down, she's absolutely fine. But that's the problem, is the fact that she's just fine. So fingers crossed she gets another round. They look at it, they go, right, what can we fine tune, and they sort that out. But for the time being, yeah, there's no real reason to pick her up unless you just like the character. But if you're going for the best build, ambushed, and release cutting force are probably going to be your best bets. We can have a little bit of messing around with release cutting force, to be fair. I could do with mixing things up. Give me 2 secs. I'm just going to whet the lettuce, as they say, and then I'll be back and we can do a couple of runs. We're back. Where would you say Sharen currently stands out? Dungeons, Axiom Purge? I mean, she can do every single bit of content that currently exists, really. I mean, like I said, we can mess about with this build for a little while. Where should we go? I've done Legion with her before, which was alright. Do you know what? Let's try Sanctuary. I've not tried her in Sanctuary with this. I probably would say Axion's fine. In terms of like these missions, you can use her for this. But in terms of like, is she the best in slot? Is she going to be getting on fine in co-op and all that kind of thing? Might be a bit difficult. But, you know, solo, she's absolutely fine. Professor Unity, is this a bug? The wave of light can proc hyper-focus without shooting an enemy? When you say without shooting an enemy, are we talking about, like, because of the little zones that you can currently make from the reload? Ah, damn it. There's my abilities, go done it. Come on, there we go. It's like I say, it's a solid playstyle to run solo. Like it's pretty good. And then when you just need some extra damage, you just activate your cloak. It doesn't do the teleport. You just activate it there. And then, yeah, nothing surviving that. And you still have your assassin mark for when you go invisible. So you activate that. So it's a pretty solid build to mess about with. It's not going to be the fastest, but it is one of those that is just pretty fun. So, The main thing to remember with this build is that the further away you are, the more damage you'll actually end up doing. To the point of like several mil, which is kind of nuts. The question is, does this go through? This goes through all those bits. I suppose those are technically treated as enemies. Ugh. Reposition. Yeah, that was going to happen. Nowhere it has to be so. Yeah, it's all right. Like I said, it's one to mess about with, but there is every chance that I just don't have the perfect rotation down. I think the other thing is it would have been cool if everything was treated as like Ambush currently does, where if you get a kill, you just stay in cloak, because that would also solve so much of this kind of like a little bit of jank, because you wouldn't have to worry about constantly resetting your skill to or resetting your cloak to still get your assassin mark kind of benefits, but yeah, personal preference, I guess. Especially when you shoot one round, then reload it shoots your procs hyper focus. I have no idea why. Oh, do you know what? That's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's not the fastest thing in the world, is it? It does good damage, but yeah. It's going to be the fact that it's because it impacts it counts as impacting the blooming, what's it called? With the extra rounds and all that. It's going to be something to do with that. There we go. It's like I said, it's fine. It's not fast in any means, but it's fun to mess about with. Of course, it gives me a blooming Sharen mod as well. Fantastic, just what I need. More. I'll try it with ambushed in a sec. Just to see if it goes any better. Try to see if I'm crazy or not. Yeah, sure, we can give it a go. Why not? Just finished work and on my way home. How's the look been? Did you manage to get the ancestor mod you're looking for? Not quite. We did get a cheaper one with less crit damage for 200. So saved myself a whopping 7,000. I mean, the mod's still showing on the marketplace, so I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I'm sure another one will come along, but yeah, for the time being. There's that one there, but do you know what we could do? I think I've got enough tokens that I could probably get another one of those yellow ring things. We could try ourselves. Oh, I got 4. I'll play my weekly limit. So, those are daily. Oh, okay. Didn't realise that. I would have bought those. Oh well. Fair enough. Yeah, it's unfortunately it's not high enough crit for me to be able to actually make like a consistent push, but if it puts me in the right direction, I think we can do something with it. Right, time to get disappointed with these rolls again. No, that's not the thing I was after. Ring adjust. We are looking for a. What do we get rid of? Probably that one. I'm not actually going to use that one. Oh, there we go. No, that's the one. I mean, it's improved it, but... Oh, come on. No. It cooked me. I will say I currently hate how the Kingsguard Lancers. If you were to ask me what I hate the most about the patch, the one that brought in like Ultimate Share, like the Sharen changes and all that kind of thing, I would tell you that I genuinely despise the Kingsguard Lance change the most. And it's weird because it's not because sorry, we'll go with chill. It's not because I hate the gun. I genuinely do enjoy the gun. But the problem is that they completely gutted the main thing that was good about it, and that was the fact that you could use it to be able to proc hyperfocus, and now the beams can't crit. And that is the worst change I could possibly think they could have done for this. Here we are. Sharen got the biggest buff in the patch meant for Sharen and Keelan. I mean, that's a point. I need to try Keelan out at some point. Shall we try Keelan? I've been meaning to check him out. Let's check it out. Mensorina due to... Oh yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, when you put it that way, that makes sense. Yeah, it's a crazy world for that to be a thing. Right, what do we have? Do I really not have a good Keelan mod? Jesus. All these are crap. What have I been running? Wow. It'll happen every patch until they buff a weapon unless they directly nerf. Sorry. Exactly. There was a plan for a video for me to talk about Serena and all that kind of thing, and it is in the works, but I genuinely cannot believe we're still this long after Serena. And still talking about it. It's crazy to me. Like, I genuinely thought they would have done something about it by now, but no. Here we are still. Would like to see a Kuiper quality of life. I find it difficult to sustain Kuiper efficiently. Really? That's quite surprising to hear. I found that it's really simple to be able to do if you farm for trigger mods. Because, I mean, like I said, I'm up to 42 mil. I've got nothing to be able to spend that on. But yeah, if you farm for trigger mods and you dismantle them, you get 30k per one. So that means if you go into Wallcrasher, at the very minimum, you're getting 120k Kuiper from doing that. I mean, that's every hour. That's alongside all the other activities that you're doing and everything like that. So I might have to actually genuinely search for a Keeler mod. I can't believe I've genuinely got nothing. All these are awful. I'm so tempted just to dismantle every single one of these. I don't know why I've kept them. I really don't. Or have I thought about I was going to actually boost them? I might have done. Well, that's awful. I'll get rid of that one. Skill cost and duration up. Do I need that? No. That's interesting, that's interesting. The range isn't needed, I'll dismantle that one, that's fine. Let's try that. See if we can readjust some of these into something that is actually decent. The answer is probably no. What the ever-loving... It's a bit better. It's not what I'm after, but it's a bit better. That interests me, but... I mean, those are the roles I'm looking for, but that's not... Wow, you're really just gonna saddle me with this, aren't you? Okay. Down everywhere. Oh, I am missing a little bit actually, come to think of it. Singular. I guess 7. That'll be fine. We can deal with that. We don't need range because Lucky Coin's going to be giving us range. Or actually, how much do we go up to? 250. Okay, now might need one range mod. We don't need 2. So that's fine. Last one we don't kill. Probably the toxic amp. That as well. Kind of. We'll come back to it. Oh. Need that on there. What else does he really need? Only lasts for 2 seconds, this. Interesting. I don't know what else he needs, to be fair. I guess HP wouldn't go amiss, but what else could he possibly need? I guess that's the space for the ancestor mod, right? Yeah, it gives us decent. It gives extra ticks on the thing as well, so it's not the worst thing for it. Guess we try that. Try out an Axiom before I get a bit carried away. Spoilers for those who aren't up to date on the Season 3 story, but Rip Alpha, that was a low-key traumatic. It was actually, to be fair. I was quite surprised at the way that went. Heck, I was half expecting us to actually play as Alpha at some point. But I suppose the way they've been keying up Enzo kind of had to, didn't they? Don't suppose there's actually a... This one doesn't work with him, does it? Toxic skill, aggression, ground dot. I don't... unless... Ah, it's a global. Ow. Why is that a global? If that was a ground dot, Fallen Hope could have actually gone really nicely on him. Probably just going to be this. Which is a bit of a shame. Yeah. Oh yeah, new... Do you know what? I haven't even used Shadow since I got that. Yeah, might have to look out for a better Keelan mod at this rate. Woo. Does skill 4 not give dashes back anymore? Oh, have you actually got to use it on targets now? Ah, okay. So it's not one or the other anymore. I mean, the toe's kind of cool. I'll give it that. Yeah, I mean, it kind of works. Just Wolfregs here. I appreciate you stopping by. How's everything going? How's your weekend been? Pretty good, yeah. Well, do you know what? Can't complain too much on my side. It's apart from the fact it was rainy and got caught out in it for the whole time. Is what it is. That's British weather for you. I can't really complain. Thank you so much for asking. Oh my god, you can actually press Z even though there's no target, and you just get what's going on here? It's still not great here. Yeah, apart from being rained on the whole time, can't really complain. Have I muted the game audio? No, I think it's still going. Or is it just... Actually, come to think of it. It's not showing any actually thing. Yeah, give me a second. Let me have a look into that, because that shouldn't be the case. Whoosh. Yeah. Right, let's have a look at that, because there should be... Should be that. Oh no, it's capturing the music twice, we don't want that. Unless you really want to listen to... Interesting. 10-second I'll be right back. Yeah, sorry about that, unfortunately. It's one of the lower settings that I can actually put on there. We got double music, yeah. I think I need to sort out my banding on my devices, I think, and that's probably the reason why. It is a bit weird that it's not displaying anything, though. Because that shouldn't be the case, but... Oh god, are you... weird. It should have been doing something, but for whatever reason, it's refusing to. Oh, hold on. It's been a while since. In that case. We will go and take on. Oh, will you piss off? There we go. Did you manage to get your hands on a new sword yet? No. Do you know what the funny thing is? I've done about 5 runs in the new dungeon, and then I just went, oh, I'm just going to focus on the Abyss bosses, and that's all I've done. And I just haven't gone back to doing any more. So, yeah, it is weirdly still on the to-do list. I've heard some calls about it, to be honest with you, and... Yeah, Pyro, you ain't got shit. There we go. And then... one's over there. Yeah, I'm missing a couple of parts, but it's mainly just it's mainly just the material, and I think I need some of the blueprints, but that's about it. Swords are good, Shadow is just better. Yeah, I think that's the main thing that I've just kind of heard. Which is a bit of a shame, but but you know, ever since they went a bit crazy with the Shadow, yeah, it makes sense. I was looking at you, quite interesting, I must say. Were you the one that commented about the Fallen Hope got into crit slightly? Am I misremembering? Kabila92's here. I appreciate you stopping by. How's everything going with you? I hope you had a nice weekend. Hey, can you explain to me how inversion works for ammo system? Because sometimes it reloads fast, sometimes feels like it doesn't work. Does using skills count as changing weapons or removes ammo system stacks, if you understand what I want to ask? Oh, let's have a quick look. So ammo systems... one of these, isn't it? There we go. I'm going here, when changing weapons, but so yeah, it will remove it. So yeah, if you do swap, so sometimes does using skills counts as changing weapons, so it removes. So when you use a skill similar to like let's say Freyna, for example. If you were playing as Freyna and you had your weapon out like that, and then you cast your skill, that doesn't count as putting your weapon away. But if I was to then go into a 4th, that counts as putting my weapon away. So that's how skills can potentially affect that. But as for sometimes it reloads fast, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not too sure. It would probably be one of those cases where I'd have to understand like the specific situation that you're in, and you know, try and ascertain why that might be the case. Obviously, I won't be able to do that without like actually seeing a visible example and all that kind of thing. But from my understanding, it's. I mean, heck, I probably should have changed my inversion before I did that. So if let's take that one off. So if I put ammo system on this one, let's find some ammo, some enemies. We can just quickly. So I can do this. I've got all my 5 stacks, so it's reloading nice and quickly. If I cast a skill, it's not going away. But if I cast my 4, now it's gone away. Until, yeah, because that one's range. So yeah. then I can build it back up, and I can get my reload speed again. If I change gun to something else, it just disappears straight away, to be fair, because I don't have any other. But yeah, so that seems to be the case. Yeah, I wanted to use it for Lepic spraying, but I guess some of the skills don't change weapon. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Lepic though, obviously none of his... When it comes to his skill 4, it doesn't count as reloading. Oh, for God's sake. What part of abandoned mission do you not get? Or is it... Are you just random enemies? Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, when it comes to Lepics, so if we go to Mega Man, for example, and we still had ammo system built in, there's nothing to reload when it comes to his skill 4, so it'll just be, you know, I can build that up, and that'll be nice and quick, which is great. And then as soon as I swap to this skill, you'll also notice that those reload stacks have gone. My MP is recharging faster than I can actually spend it when I'm out of combat. That's great. Oh, Mega Man build. You are so daft. Oh, if you want to use it for spraying, you would be able to get away with it for Secret Garden, because Secret Garden does that constantly. One of the better spraying weapons for something like Explosive Stacks build right now is going to be Python. But obviously Python has a really low crit rates, so probably would be a little bit on the difficult side to be able to get that to proc reliably. That being said, obviously you're firing so many blooming bullets that it shouldn't really matter too much. Yeah, it's just an example. You only used one first, second, and third? Ah, fair enough then. I mean, don't sleep on his fourth. His fourth is fantastic. It doesn't really matter which build it is. The fact that you can do all this kind of damage with him. The guy does some insane kind of like nutty damage output, especially for like elites and stuff. And now I've got enough skill cost that I can actually get away with using this second to... So usually you wouldn't be able to actually use the second to boost up his crit damage and all that kind of stuff. But fortunately, if you go for a skill cost on an Ancestor mod, you can actually get away with it, and that is a massive damage boost. I probably missed what you said earlier, but I just like looking at everyone's Freyna builds because I just play a lot. It's just how it's been for a really long time for me. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Freyna was one of the very first descendants I actually mained in this game. So, yeah, I've got a bit of a thing for how to run her and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, she's the one that I've probably put most of my time into. Oh, I actually did run out of skill cost. Interesting. Because that's not supposed to happen. So yeah, so when it comes to that, I've done extensive testing with her in terms of trying to find what mods are the best for in damage and all that kind of thing. Like, yeah, I've done a lot for Freyna to understand how she works. There we go. And now it's Wally time. In fact, some of my earlier videos that I've done were around like Freyner and damage mod testing and all that, trying to find the best combination that you can actually slot in. But yeah, so yeah, I've done. You could say I've done a fair amount with Freyner just to be able to try and understand their kit and what actually works and what doesn't. But yeah, it's one of those. I only put out things that I recommend that I would actually play myself, and those are genuinely my 3 builds that I primarily go back and forth between. So Contagion's ready for just standard farming, and then Venom Injections for everything else, and then Crit is if I'm actually playing with someone else in here, and I know that I'm going to see like a Crit Luna or something like that. So we'll stack up here. Will you stop it? There we go. I probably should actually try for those extra fire rates on my Blue Beetle now. There we go. Yeah, solid. What a surprise, oh crap. Oh, I mean, to be fair, the keys was good. I'll take that. I like how this patch benefited Serena and Lepic more than it's probably benefited the characters it was supposed to. Yeah, the Lepic one, I can say this as someone that really does enjoy Lepic and obviously has really enjoyed farming with him currently and everything like that. Lepic didn't need it. I don't understand why they'd felt the need to do that. It's nice to see him actually get it, don't get me wrong, and you know, at the end of the day I'm not going to cry over it the same way that I cry about Serena being overpowered and, you know, all the weapons being buffed and buffing her and all that kind of thing. I'm not going to do that, but in the same respect, you know, why they felt the crit rate is fine. I don't really actually have an issue with the crit rate buff to 20%. That's okay by my standards. The fire rate increase on his 4th is genuinely disgusting. It gets even worse if you. I had someone show this to me on Friday. I can't remember who it was, but someone was playing as Enzo, and if Enzo gives you his skill 1 for the 15% fire rate buff, you can literally dump around about, I think it was about like 10 balls in like a second. And that's without sharp precision being stacked up properly. It's just bonkers, like what it can do. So I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking, but hey ho, that's where we're up to, I guess. Gotta love the grinds and swords in this game. Yeah, I mean, gotta do something, right? Speaking of which, let's do a run. I should be calling the stream, but I'll do a run or two with this since we've got a bit of a chat going, and then we'll pull it from there. Besides, I need to do some runs anyway. Venom Synthesis doesn't get the love it deserves. To be fair, Venom Synthesis is one of the better mods that existed before we got Venom Injection, I think. Because the speed buff was great. You know, it didn't sacrifice on modifiers, it didn't hinder you in any kind of way. You just basically traded your armor for... Oh wait, no, it went on your 3rd, didn't it? But even so, it was still pretty decent. But yeah, we'll... It's still more than enough. You will die. I will keep hitting you with these. You will die. Yeah, it's the only third and possibly the original one. Yeah, I mean, it was the best way to speedrun with Frainer, if I remember right. It's been a little while since I've used it, granted, but yeah, it was... That was its main kind of shine, was the fact that you could get away with all that kind of stuff. It just allowed you to be able to farm for faster, and she was already one of the fastest ones before we had anything else come in and everything like that. So I think it's just fell behind now, which is a bit of a shame, because using your fourth is actually a really strong ability to kind of lose. I think if it was your second that you lost, you wouldn't be worrying about it too much. Is this the wrong channel to start Serena fan club? It absolutely is. I refuse to use Serena unless I absolutely have to, and even then I'm still going to be a little bit resistant about it. Yeah, so Serena, I've just found that instead of me just telling the community to have a nerf and everything like that, I'll just choose not to play her. If I just pretend that she doesn't exist, then she can't hurt me, I suppose. I must admit, I do enjoy Mega Man Lepic. It's just basically just hold down your mouse and then just walk around. Sword you can max out in 4 hours? Yeah, I mean, that's 4 hours of just mindless grind, isn't it? But it's not for everyone. That's not a terrible time, actually. Hopefully soon we see it get nerfed, right? It's only hurting the entire game's balance. Yeah, I mean, it's going to come to a head at some point. We're going to need to... I know they're hesitant about it. I completely get why they are being hesitant about it, but at the end of the day, it needs to be done. Well, we're just in a bit of a state now that it's yeah, it just kind of has to be done. Like, we've had the period where she's been untouched, and you know, everyone's got her joy out of playing her and all that kind of thing, but I think we're at the point now where it just kind of, yeah, it's breaking point in a sense. But here's what it is. What sentence is that? Hi, Demon Starfire. I appreciate you stopping by. This is Ultimate Lepic. If you enjoy explosions, then this is going to be your guy. He's definitely one of the strongest male descendants right now, I would say. Oh god. I'm gonna go in one and die. Nope. Thank you so much for the follow there, Demon Stuff. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I will get to your question in a second. Out of MP, it seems, which is very unfortunate. I don't know how I'm out of MP, but I am out of MP. There we go. Full restock. Let's have a look at what we got going. So as I have to come back to Glay and Dyer have been more of my go-to. That's fair enough, both really good picks. Can't pick between Alt Luna and Alt Freyna for my main. I'm a little bit biased. I would absolutely be saying Alt Freyna in that case. But both are pretty solid choices. Why am I struggling MP-wise? Aha. Yeah, it should have been like that. Oh yeah. Sorry, because we'll boom, 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 boom. Have I missed a follow alert? I do apologise though if that's the case. Just Wolf. Let me yeah, I can't see it's mentioned that. If you have clicked follow, but thank you so much. I do really appreciate that. That's I've not been ignoring you for just because that's the sake of it. But we'll do another run with that because that felt a little bit rough at times. I suppose to play so gave a year to catch everyone up to and no one comes close to me. Yeah, exactly. Luna is someone who can use the buffer, doesn't play with the build as well. Freyna, well, you melt the entire game with Freyna. And funnily enough, the two actually go perfectly well together, because a buffing Luna can make crit Freyna viable. So, you know, I mean, if you want to check out any of the builds, if you want an idea as to, like, how it all comes together, what you can expect power-wise, what are going to be the best 3 builds and all that kind of thing. I would highly recommend checking out over on my YouTube side, because I did do a video covering all 3. And that's going to be your best like window into... It's been a little while since I've looked at all Luna, I will admit, but in terms of like what you can expect and get out of it and all that kind of thing, you know. I mean, we've got a couple of people in the community that are die-hard Luna fans and all that kind of thing, so... I feel like music decided to crank itself up at the right time. Lepic is so satisfying in breach tracking, it absolutely is. I mean, to be fair, in any kind of mobbing content right now, it's just that good. It's he is one of the better kind of like mobbing characters right now. We'll probably make this last run of the evening, and I can get us off to bed and get some videos sorted potentially for tomorrow. We'll cover. We'll cover Lepic and all that kind of thing, and I'm going to keep an eye out for any more better ancestor mods, and we will absolutely cover that if we can get any better times. Oh god. Good enough. Who needs your 4th? Yeah, no, we'll go back to Albion. We'll wrap this all up and been a real awesome stream to have everyone here today. Honestly, I think this is possibly the first time we've had double-digit concurrent viewers on both platforms. So you've made this into a fantastic evening for me. Thank you all so much. Let's go see what's in the mail. Well, good to catch a stream. Yeah, I mean it's one of those I've got back into recently. Yeah, it's been something that's been on the agenda for a while now, but I just with kiddo and all that kind of thing, obviously he takes precedence and all that kind of thing. But now he's into a bit more of a rhythm. It's a lot easier for me to be able to find some time to do this. But yeah, we'll call it there. So thank you all so much for spending some time with me today. Really do appreciate it. It does really mean a lot to me. So thank you all so much that you expect to take some time out of your day to come say hi. Next stream will be on Friday. I will update more in my Discord because as for what times and all that, don't know just yet. At the very least, there will be one at 9 PM on Friday, and we'll probably be streaming Crimson Desert just to be able to test that out. If I can get an earlier one and get an earlier session in the day, then I will do that as well. But yeah, we're just going to mix it up a little bit. We're still going to be covering TFD, don't worry about that, I'm not going anywhere just yet. But yeah, we're just going to start broadening our horizons a little bit. So thank you all so much. Enjoy the rest of your evenings, enjoy the rest of your weeks until I see you on Friday. And as I always say, keep yourselves safe, keep yourselves well, and I'll see you all on the next video. Bye.